I'm going to show you guys how to make tabs for like your book binders or your planners or journals, stuff of that nature. So I will go ahead and get started, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. The first half, I'm going to go over this tab punch board, and then I'm going to show you how I kind of recreated this in Design Space. Well, in a different program, but I imported an SVG into Design Space to cut it. Because this is nice and it's convenient at times if you're trying to save paper, but then it could be a little tedious. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. Did you ever want to like add tabs to like your books and use like some cool type of pattern paper? Well, there is an easy way to do that. So right now I have this right here. This was done using the tab punch board by We Are Memories, and I did leave a link in the description to go if you want to purchase the tab punch board. It's an Amazon link, and this one is actually the SVG. I created an SVG cut file in order to cut this in Cricut Design Space for a 5x8 and A5, which is a little bit larger. And then I also made a cut file for 8.5 by 11. And on the cut file, I did curved at the top. And I'll show you how to do that on this punch board as well. And then I squared off the bottom because this is normally where you're going to do your binding at. And so instead of, you can curve it, but I don't on here because I rather have it this way when I'm going through it and making that binding. And here's some more tabs right here. So I'm going to put all of those to the side. Well, maybe I'll leave up one set. That way, if someone's coming and joining us, they can see, oh, okay, that's what we're going to be creating. So with the tabs, what you want to do is always make sure that it is like a little bit larger. So there we go right here. Because you want it to stand out and you want it to stick out, just like I had in my folder. I want to be able to get to it right away, get to the pages. But if it's hidden, then it's going to be challenging. So for this one, let me go ahead and start cutting. The first thing that you want to do is you'll start with an 8.5 by 11 sheet, and then you cut it down to whatever customized size you want it to go. So in this case, I did 5 by, I believe I did 5 by 8. Yes, 5 by 8. So these are 5 by 8s for 5 different tabs. So when I use this tab punch board, I start with the left side, right side, and then center, and then I do the ones in between if you're doing 5 punches. 3 punches is easier. You could just do left side, right side, and then center. So to get started, I first wanted, like I said, this side is 8, this side is 5, and I want to go over a little bit about the punch board. This is my align bar. This is what you'll use if you're going to do the side punches, or if you're going to do like a corner and round off the corners. And this is where you punch. And this is kind of like the sliding tool. It has a blade on it. And this is where you lift it up. So you can slice off any of the extra paper. So, like I said, I'm going to start off with the corner. So this is going to be my left tab. So I'm going to take this tool, the aligning bar tool, and I'm going to place it right here. So if you look closely, if you guys can see that, it says side tabs. So it kind of tells you, just in case you forget or you haven't used it in a while. Then I'm going to put it over to the side, and then the alignment has to be good. You have to push up so it makes sure it doesn't come out of alignment, and then you push. You can hear the little punch. I got one side. All right. So now what you do is you take off the alignment bar tool and you turn it around. So I'm going to show you can make a small, medium, or large tab. I'm gonna go with the medium tab. So what you do is you line this up. It has like the little part where you can just line it up just right. And then you put it down and then you punch. After you punch, you're gonna take it over. See, that's it. After it punches, it's kind of upside down. You're gonna take it over to where the sliding blade is located. And what I typically do, I'll put it there so it can get the whole way. I'm gonna start in between the tab that way, and then I'm gonna go away from the tab because I don't wanna accidentally slice the tab off, then have to start all over. Then you slice it, put that back. And sometimes it might leave a little bit, and that's okay. You just can put it back on here, slide it down a little bit more, and then cut off that little piece. And there we go. There goes one. So we have one. Now let's go to the second one. Like I said, side, side, center. So I'm going to pull from the back. And then when you do the other side, you want to flip it around. And you're going to do the same thing. Take your alignment bar tool. And you're going to put it in the holes that say side tabs. Let me zoom in again. You're going to do it this way and punch. Move that alignment bar tool. Put it over to the side. And it has a little spot for it. It's like right here. And then I'm going to line it up where it says medium because all of these are going to be the medium. Then I'll punch. All right. And then I want to move it right over here. Let's see if I can get this with one nice good slide. Here is my tool to slice it. There we go. Then you kind of put stuff back as you go so you don't lose it because they have small parts. And trust me, you know how a craft room can get. You don't want to lose any of these little parts. So now I got two sides, my two end pieces. Sweet. Now let's go with, my center is going to be this blue. So what we're going to do is on the tab punch board, it tells you, it has numbers on it. I don't know if you guys can see that, if it's in focus, but like I said, the width is 8 inches. So it has a number 8 on here. So they did a little bit of the work for us. So that's great. So you're going to line it up. I said medium. So I'm going to go to where it says 8 and then it says medium. So it's kind of out, but it's right there. Punch it, turn it around, line it up where it says the medium on this side for the tab. Punch, punch. All right, so now I need to go again. And I'm going to slice, I'm going to start in between where the tab is and go away from it on both sides. So I'm going to take my blade and slice it away from the tab. And then take off the extra. And then press down again. And I'm also kind of pushing it towards the machine because I do not want it to come off of alignment so it can be crooked. Okay. So that was the easy part. The 3 tabs are always the easy part. The 2 of them are a little bit more complicated. I did some of the work already and I kind of got it to a point where I'm comfortable with. And this works for the 5x8. So don't do it on any other ones because it probably won't work. So for the left side, what I'm going to do, I kind of pre-did it and I did some numbers and 5M works. So anybody who owns this machine, you know what I mean when you get those other 2 in the middle tabs. So I'm going to go to 5M and that should put me like right in between the tabs, in between the left side and the center. So let's go ahead and do that. So I said 5M and this works for the medium for 5x8. So I'm going to take my end to 5M, then I'm going to push and do the punch, flip it around, same thing, then do the medium over here and then slice it. And since it's, again, like a center one, I'm going to go away from the tab. I keep saying that because you will slice off your tab. Not on purpose, though. Okay. So let's see and check my alignment. See how that's looking for my second tab. Okay, not too bad. It's good enough for me. I like it. I'm happy with it. We're going to roll with it. So, same thing with here. The same concept as previously when I said the left side, then the right side. I am going to flip it, go to the 5M spot, and do the hole punch. Turn it around, go to the M for the medium, punch it, come right over here and do my slide. Cut off the extra. And do the same over here. All right, let's look at our 5 tabs and see what we're working with. Okay, so the only thing I need to do is move my center to the actual center. And here we go, 5 tabs. And you can use any pattern, any nice, pretty paper that you would like. This is cardstock, and I believe it's 65 pounds, the weight. Now, there's one other thing to finish it off. Do we see this sharp corner? Let's round that. So I'm going to take my alignment bar tool. I'm going to put it in this other hole. So that one's the side tabs on the left. The right side is this corner rounder, and it tells you. So I'm going to move that and put it right over here. And I'm going to flip it around, and I'm just going to round that corner because I don't want the sharp. And like I said, I don't do the back side, but I will do this one. See, it just gets you a nice little round corner. So I'm going to go through and kind of do that to all of them. So I have 1, 2, center, the 4th tab and the 5th tab, and now they all have rounded edges. So that is the tab. The other thing that you can, the tab punch board, and it leaves the punches on the bottom, so you just kind of can put them and throw those away. The other thing is with your scrap paper, I always have some scrap paper lying around. You can always do fun stuff with it as well. And if you're not sure of where the placement is, always keep scrap paper so you can see. So the next thing I want to do is show you a 3 tab. I'm going to use these 3 kind of cool scrap. These were left over from one of the other from here. So I don't throw scraps away. You can always keep it and use it for other things. I can always make a small binding book because I have the cinch, and I can bind this and then do something else cool with it. Now, all I'm going to do is show you the large on here, and I'm only going to do the left side, the right side, and then the center. So to start, you always start with the punch first. So I'm going to punch, and then I'm going to go to, or the side, I'm going to go to the large. And so since the width, I got to measure what the width is after I do this, and then I just slide it. I'm not sure what width I went with, but that's okay. I'm just going to measure it. The width on here is 6 inches. So I need, and actually I need that for the center. So this is going to be my center, but this is going to be the right side. So let me do that first. So remember, flip it over. Use your alignment bar. And this is the right side. Then I said I'm doing large, punch. You're gonna line it up and slide it down away from the tab. And that one kind of hung on a little bit. So far this is what I have. And then for the center, I said 6 inches, so I'm gonna go to 6 right here, and I'm gonna go to the large one. So 6 large, flip it, 6 large, there we go. Take it to the sliding bar with the blade, start from the center, or in between the extra piece that needs to get cut off, and the tab. And then I just kind of move it down, and the same thing. And again, with the alignment, I'm kind of pressing towards the machine so it doesn't come out of alignment, so it can be straight. So if you do have this machine and you're like, why does it always come out crooked? It's because you have to kind of push towards the machine so it doesn't. So now I can do something for maybe like my index cards. So that's something that can be done, like it's really cute, using this tool. Now, let me show you something that might be a little bit easier. So what I did was I used Adobe Illustrator, and I created an SVG file so I can make my life a little easier. So I'm gonna go ahead and upload. I have some stuff in here already, but I'm just gonna start from fresh. Let's say I just got the SVG file, and you unzip it because it is zipped. You go to browse, and then I need to find it. So I have it labeled as 3 different things because you have 3 different sizes. So 8.5 by 11. I have 5 by 8. So 8.5 by 11. So this is how it comes in. This is what the file looks like. It looks like something's missing right there, but it's not. This is just design space. And then the file name already comes in 5 tabs, 8.5 by 11. So I hit save, I select it, and then I insert. It will come in like one large. It looks like it's large, but all it is grouped. If you zoom out, you can see, you can actually just hit make it. It'll automatically separate it. So if I go here, I'll hit make it. Okay, so like I said, I really didn't have to do anything. It just, because since it's grouped, it just brought it in together, and then I could just cut all of them. And then guess what? What is right here, what it took me so long to do over there, because it is kind of tedious, I can just go in there, open up, as long as Design Space is your friend that day, you can go and create this. And all I do is cut it, and it's really quick too. It goes in and it cuts it, and it doesn't take that long.